Alright, this is Eclipse here, and we're gonna go ahead and give a little bit of a narrative commentary over this. This is me trying to go in with I have no good gear in Delta Force operations, which is like their extraction mode. I solo queued, which means it's just me against other squads of 3. And I honestly have no real experience when it comes to a lot of extractions. I think I literally have 32 minutes, maybe, of Tarkov a couple years ago. And so when I hear certain things like footsteps, because I think this is maybe my 3rd raid overall. And so I just don't have too much experience with it. And there's AI, and there I am trying to climb things. There I'm getting spooked. Obviously that's an AI, which is, you know, good, because I obviously was not ready for that in that moment, thinking I could climb over that wall. Now, what you might see a lot of is me just sitting and being quiet. That's my that comes from my nature of as a hardcore survival crafting player, being in PvP type scenarios a lot of the times. Being quiet will help you, so I figure that it couldn't hurt me here, right? And this is me kind of struggling with the loot system a little bit. With my limited plays of like DayZ and games like that, the loot system is always what gets me. And also not having a prerequisite knowledge of what the items are, what they do, what their value are, generally are. And so just not having that knowledge to pull from off the top of my head. It takes me a lot of time to loot in games like this. There's a few games where I could just like glance and loot, games like Conan, Exiles. I can do it with Dune Awakening. You know what I mean? Like certain games, but being new to the extraction genre, I wanted to try to do a little, not quite a full 0 to hero. I went in with an M16 with a hollow sight, and I think maybe just like a pad. That guy genuinely gave me a fright, but we got lucky, and he didn't even get us. I thought he would have had a shotgun the way he was shooting, but turns out it was a Bison SMG, which we would take over that shotgun, because we tried to shotgun it in a previous raid, and it was comically bad. Comically bad. And basically what I know about extractions is you're supposed to be, you know, gaining value and leveling up. I forget what they call it here, your black site in Delta Force. And so oh, look at her. We got some good things. And here I am hearing footsteps, hearing shots. And then I come over here, I see that there's a safe. This is my first time encountering this. So there I am trying to click it, and then seeing that I have to hit space. I'm glad it didn't reset here, because that would give me an anxiety attack. I have one. You can see me shaking because I have like a restless leg syndrome. I'm hearing footsteps, and I'm just wanting to grab stuff and go. You know, I saw the fossil was red, and I switched. And at this point, I didn't even realize how much value I was holding on me. There's about a little over 500,600,000, which I still don't even know if that's a lot or not. Maybe y'all can let me know down in the comments whether this is even a good haul or not. But if you listen careful, you can hear footsteps, and I know that there's 3-man teams out there on top of AI. I don't know these maps very well. I'm hearing a bunch of footsteps, shooting, and sounds. And so I thought, well, if this is a loot spot because there was a safe there and people want it, then maybe I can try to rat up a kill, and then smoke and try a little flanking thing. I had a little plan in my head in this moment. I do remember that. The idea was that I would maybe get the jump on one of them. I would smoke grenade on basically on myself, move forward and around the corner to the right just a little bit, pop the little smoke special out towards the front door and try to get out that way, circle back around into the tube, come at them from the top while they're trying to revive. I had a plan, you know? And I kept hearing footsteps. I kept hearing a shotgun, it sounds like, out there, and maybe another M16. And so I didn't know what was going on, and I was like, you know what? I got a fossil. Hopefully that's worth it. And I wanted to look for a way out, because I know that there's 2 conditional ways of extracting in this map. I did notice that on the map. And I didn't know how... Honestly, I didn't know how to pay 10,000 to get out of the one. And I know that there's... the other one, you have to have a certain weight limit, and I didn't want to have to even think about worrying about that until I have a firmer grasp on what is and isn't in the game. And here I am trying to actually... I figured I'd make a little bit of noise and see if I'd get a reaction out of the footsteps. And I didn't quite get what I thought, so in my mind I was like, okay, that's maybe an AI on the back end, and I can just skirt out of this building and be all good. Turns out it's that big fucker with the riot shield. Didn't realize that I was having to deal with that in the moment. So I'm now looking for a new escape. I figure the riot shield guy would be moving forward because he's an AI, and I would just hit this back wall, skirt out, and he would never see me again. For a moment, I thought about hopping down into that tunnel, but I don't know. Man, I forgot about that. I'm going to assume that that's AI shooting rockets, but maybe you can get a rocket launcher. I don't know. Maybe there's a weapon crate that you can get a rocket launcher of some sort out of, which would be cool, but I don't know. The way rockets are in this game, they have to be a direct impact. Here I'm trying to get my stamina up. I saw that there were some things on the ground, and I wanted to check them out. Another LED light. A wood board. I don't know what these things do or what they're for. So there I am trying to rearrange things just in case I have to dump something out for something bigger and better. It would just be easier, you know. And so I'm listening for footsteps, and I'm just trying to think to myself, like, okay, would somebody be trying to hit this extraction? How do I pay for it? This was the moment where I was like, okay, I saw that you had to pay for it, and I was like, well, I don't have like money on my character. I don't know how these things work, you know. So I kind of just went in fully fresh. No eyes or anything, no guides of any sort. And there I'm seeing somebody run, realizing the way they stopped that it was just an AI. They did genuinely give me a good fright. I see the box on the ground right here. And so I'm waiting to see if there's like maybe another AI that's reacted or a player that was behind me reacted to me shooting. One of the reasons I did go in solo with an M16 was in the hopes that and you know, in the moment, just real quick, I don't even think I noticed that I didn't pick that up. And there I'm seeing another AI. We're just trying to get that little mission done, get a little bit of experience under our belt. And then I see that, and that's when I'm like, wait, I can't move things into those slots. It doesn't work that way. Which makes sense. It's a pouched vest, right? So now I'm just hoping to pick up some more ammo. Maybe some medicines of some sort. I'll pick up whatever junk is there because it's better to have the junk than to not, I figure. Even if it sells for not like next to nothing, it's better than nothing. So now I'm looking at the map. I'm trying to plot out a route for myself because I noticed that you can't quite climb over certain sections of the environment that you would think intuitively that you'd be able to. And then I hear footsteps here. And I'm starting to think that quick footstep shuffling might be AI. Because usually players don't, they're sprinting or they're not. They don't do a whole lot of start and go sprinting. Unless maybe they're looting, which is a definitive possibility in a scenario like this. I just know that I'm hearing a lot of footsteps. I really want to get out with my fossil. I was very excited just to, you know, because especially when my character picked it out of the safe and looked at it, I figure, hey, well, damn, that must be something important. So let's stash that and get back to base. And generally just trying to get a little bit more familiar with this map. And this was, in hindsight, this is a very risky move to just climb up on there and just look around like a dum-dum. But, started coming this way. I heard footsteps to my right. I panicked a little bit, thinking that somebody was going to be coming up behind me. I know that it sounds like they're above me and to the left from this perspective. And so I'm expecting one of them to drop down. I'm hearing multiple sets of footsteps. And that has me thinking that this is a three-man that's looting this building up. And I just wanted to play it nice and safe. And you can just hear the multiple footsteps going. One of them runs past me. I think to myself, yo, that's probably a player, you know. And I expected him to come back, or maybe his team to move forward. In hindsight, he looked like an AI. But he could be wearing, you know, the low tier gear like I am, which kind of makes you look like an AI in passing. And I also don't quite know what I'm doing, so who's to say, really, right? But there's a lot of things to like about this Delta Force game. They're on the Warfare side, which is like their Battlefield clone version. There's a lot of spec. I'll say spec. I don't want to just throw out that there's a lot of cheaters. It feels like that there's a pretty good portion. And that's when I realized, this moment is when I realized that it's AI. Because if that were a player, they would have killed me. I thought I was dead. I saw a shotgun in hand. I was a little mad here that I didn't get this kill. It felt like all 8 rounds hit. But I believe I'm using lower tier ammo. I didn't realize until after this that there are different versions of the ammo. So, and having picked this weapon off of an AI, it's very likely, you know, it's just low tier stuff. So I didn't get the damage that I thought I was going to get there. Now, having given away my position, I'm thinking, yeah, this is bad. I'm in a bit of a pickle. Because I'm still thinking that there's AI, or not AI, player in this building to my left. Because even though that guy was running out, I'm still hearing things. And there I am seeing the AI there. Finish him off, finish off my little quest there, which is good. Was lucky to take no damage whatsoever. So here I'm thinking, you know, I'm gonna boogie out and not worry about it. And then I hear the footsteps again. Another AI goes past. Bang, 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 bang. He's a goner. And still I'm hearing these footsteps inside this building to my left. And I'm really thinking to myself that that's got to be a player, especially when that happens. Because that was a smoke grenade, that was some sort of explosive that just went off. It scared the absolute poo out of me. And so I'm just trying to play it nice and cool. I'm thinking that this is the player coming up on my right, and I didn't want to make too many movements and adjustments, because I have noticed that people's legs clip through the back of things, and I didn't want my legs to clip through that forklift right there, which is my friend. And then when I peeked again and saw the dude with the riot shield, and I was like, oh, well, this is all AI, and I need to leave. So I'm looking at the, that's me kind of looking at the distance. Me working out that this is the majority of the people around me are not actual people. They are AIs, but I'm also still trying to work out that smoke grenade and rocket launcher that went off, or seemingly. Now I believe that that was the player, and he just decided to boogie on out of there, which I don't really blame him for. So I'm thinking maybe he'll come back, maybe he'll have friends, something like that, but it doesn't quite happen that way. This is me just deciding, you know what? It's time to get out of here. When I had glanced at the map, I thought that there'd be a break in the wall here on the right, and there wasn't. And that really put a damper in how I was gonna get out of here. Here I saw it was blue. Blue's better than gray, so we grab it. You know, and a memory card felt a little bit more important than a playing card and some glue, right? So here I am trying to work out what the hell this is. I'm gonna assume that it's some sort of a quest in the game. And I made a decision here. I was like, you know what? That big power thing, power generator, whatever it is, maybe that's important. A little bit more important than lights. So I grab it and go. I thought about going up that little ramp right there, but getting out of there was the best idea at that moment. So now I'm just like, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go. Right? And I'm not paying attention to my stamina at all. You can see my awareness is awful. And when the stamina runs out, it literally confused me for a moment. I'll be honest. And that's when I decided I was going to lay down, because I'm used to playing games like Squad, where depending on your crouch, prone, or standing position affects your stamina recovery. I don't know if that's the case here. It just felt like the right thing to do. Just lay down in a bush, protect yourself, get out. I thought about going that way, but I saw that this should have been just a straight shot right on through. The last second I saw the search garbage bin, I was like, there's no way something good's in here, right? It was just a screwdriver. I don't know what the screwdriver is used for. I figure the whole point of this commentary is that I went in blind, and I went in under the assumption that I'd go in with low tier gear, so if I lost it, it didn't really matter. And then moving forward, I would, you know, really dive into the minutia of what this game has to offer in the operations mode, as far as figuring out loadouts. And like I said, the ammo system I figured out after this game. I saw that there was an AI walking around up there, and I was like, you know what? I'm 100 meters away. Let's just boogie. Let's boogie on out of here. Here I am, just trying to be careful. I didn't want to die here at the last stretch. Me being a little bit too aware of my stamina, or not my stamina, my awareness, or surroundings, if I can find the correct word, to see the countdown, and I'm like, you know what, we're gonna smoke it just to be safe. We'll pop this, and we're gonna get out of here. And yeah, so there you go. I extracted 22 minutes and 20 seconds. Not a whole lot of exciting gameplay, but it was, you know, one of my first real extractions. Very successful in my mind, coming out with 693,000 total. And getting the 6 kills on the AI helped me with the quest that I was on, which I'm supposing is important as far as leveling up and getting better gear and everything like that. Yeah, that's Delta Force Operations, my first raid as a solo. 0 to hero. Maybe one day we will be an absolute beast at this. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. I hope you, you know, hang around for the next video, which should be dropping next week. So stay tuned. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below on what the next game we should be checking out. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.